Hey everybody, excuse me. Whoa, what was that? Hey everybody, welcome back to Titans Talk, the series dedicated to DC Universe's Titans. Today we're talking about season number 2, episode number 10, titled Fallen. So if you remember from last week, Dick ended up getting himself arrested by punching a couple of cops at the airport. Purpose behind this, still don't know. But essentially this episode focuses on him being in prison. He's kind of dealing with some things. He was previously a detective, so there is a guard who's trying to sort of help him / help himself in terms of information and things like that. Dick, of course, wants nothing to do with it. He just wants to kind of do his own thing, serve his time, just be his lonely, moody self for a while. He's very much taken that from Bruce, so he wants to very much focus on that, although he can't in a way. Some of his cellmates want to break out, and he does end up sort of helping them in a way, but for some reason decides to, or I don't even know if it's his decision, he ends up getting caught, and he's essentially still in prison. So what the purpose of this whole episode was, I'm not 100% sure, but during the episode, one of his cellmates talks about this sort of god or helping spirit, very much Nightwing, and it's going to be probably a lot of inspiration for Dick to become Nightwing. So that's going to really inspire him, or probably be his symbol and how he develops the Nightwing persona. So I mean, that's really where this episode wanted to focus. Not necessarily focus, but give an inspiration for Dick and put him on the path to Nightwing. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for. It just felt like a lot of this episode kind of went nowhere with Dick. And then there's also Connor and Gar. They end up reuniting. Crypto, for some reason, is able to get back to the tower. He's able to ring the doorbell, get Gar's attention. They go and find Connor, and essentially they just get kidnapped. The only real interesting thing about this story, there wasn't a ton about Connor, but mainly about Gar, is how he's now at the Cadmus facility. And we've always known that he's been a tiger. He actually shifts into a tiger, which is actually kind of a cool scene in this, and attacks some people. But now that he's at the Cadmus facility, the Cadmus people understand his ability. Or not necessarily understand it, but they're able to see his ability on camera. So they decide, let's try and do something with this. So the best thing that this episode has to really offer, other than the Nightwing stuff, inspiration, is Gar possibly being at the Cadmus facility. Yes, they're probably going to try and take advantage of him, but at the same time, they're also going to probably give him the ability to become Beast Boy, where it's not just going to be tigers that he's able to transform into, but literally any animal. And that actually has me really excited because he's been kind of in the background a lot of these episodes, the majority of these episodes, even in the first season. Notification. And I just feel like he really needs to do more. He needs to go beyond the tiger. He needs to go beyond this sort of timid. I know he's very scared of the tiger because he did actually hurt someone in that form. So by him being able to go beyond that, to be able to become more than that, he can show that he is more than that. He's more than just a tiger, this ferocious side of him. He can be a little bit more gentle or a different type of animal and really show a lot more of his very interesting and very out there personality through various forms. And I think that would add a lot to the show and to the Titans as a team and really have him contribute a lot more. And then there's Rachel. She's off doing her own thing. She kind of ditched Donna. Donna's actually on her trail. But the interesting thing about Rachel is that she kind of goes to a soup kitchen and she's sort of talking to this individual who doesn't really have a great brother, boyfriend. I'm not really sure what their relation is. But she gets to know this girl. And she sees this interaction between these two people. And it's not that great. So she decides to intervene with her powers in an alley and essentially scare the shit out of a guy. So where he's going to go away. Now this girl's probably going to hang out with Rachel for at least a few episodes, if not longer. So what's really interesting is somehow her powers, I don't know if they get out or if they detach from her, but they sort of possess a gargoyle and then go and start killing. So I don't really know if her power if it's a metaphor or if they're just trying to say she doesn't have control of her powers to be able to bring it all back within herself, or if it somehow escapes her. So I don't really know if it's meant to be something that she doesn't have control of, if it's something that her powers are escaping her, if they somehow have some other storyline that they're trying to convey. Oh my god. So I don't really know what their storyline is that they're kind of going for here. I don't know if they're trying to convey that Rachel does have control but also doesn't have control of her powers, if they're just trying to say that she doesn't have the ability to control, bring back within herself what she puts out, if they're trying to convey that she just doesn't really understand, or if the powers are taking over her in a way, if there's something wrong with her gem. I don't know what the storyline is here. I like the idea, but I just don't know where it's going. It kind of feels like a Venom-y type of thing to me, in terms of like the symbiote trying to like get out and like cause chaos. But in terms of where it's going to go, I have no idea. Overall, I don't really know if this was a great episode. I mean, it was fine. It just wasn't very eventful. It sort of felt like it was setting up things, which is a real disappointment because, I mean, they have so much potential in this show. And the fact that they keep kind of going back to this well of trying to set up or trying to establish, but they do it in such a poor way that I don't really know. It's so hard. This show struggling for me. But for some reason, it just continues to go, which I'm very thankful for. But at the same time, they got to pick it up if they want to keep going. And I want them to keep going because I love these characters. I've found a lot of great things within the show, but it just needs to be more. And hopefully they're going to be able to set some stuff up. I think there's still a couple more episodes until the season finale, and where we're going to go with that. The next episode, kind of an interesting title. It's like EL_O, like period E period L. I don't know if they're trying to go for like an Elmo thing. I don't really know what else is EL space O. But apparently it's going to focus a little bit more on Gar. And they kind of said that before, or I shouldn't say they said that before. I've speculated that before. And some of it did happen with him in the tower, but it kind of got boring quick because they just did the same scene about 4 times. So there's really not a ton of things that they can do, I guess. Well, there's plenty of stuff for them to do, but they just need to focus. They need to amp up the energy. They completely disregarded Deathstroke after last episode, where he was sitting in the chair. Corey's been MIA for the entire episode. So where they're going, again, I just have no idea. Sometimes I just have no idea what they're thinking in the writer's room for this series. They probably already shot, edited, everything, so this is months ago. But I feel like they just need to get a focus. And once they do that, it's going to all fall into place because they've had those good episodes. They just need to make sure every episode is like those episodes. But overall, this episode was just kind of boring, kind of flat, not a whole lot of meat or weight to it. Just kind of a stepping stone episode. Hopefully the next episode is going to be better. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Leave a comment down below. If you have seen the episode, did you like it? Did you think it was kind of boring, kind of meh, like I did? Make sure you're subscribed, like I said, for next week's episode when I review that, as well as a couple of other videos that I have going up. I also have my Watching Watchmen series. If you guys are watching The Watchmen with me on HBO, it's actually a great series. Go check it out and watch all my videos about it. As well as there's going to be a new trailer for like Scoob coming out on Monday. A lot of these things that are happening for videos that I want to make. I have a lot of other series that I want to make. I'm making an Atypical Season 3 video. All sorts of stuff. So make sure you're subscribed for that stuff. But other than that, those are my thoughts on Titans Season number 2, Episode number 10, titled Fallen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one.